Hey guys, Editing Varad here. Just wanted to give you a quick intro for this video. This is going to be ZRPG but worse, a Zelda-themed Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure. I am playing Shin Nata, pirate and captain of the Freedom, and our lovely DM, the Master Plan, aka Will, is taking us through this trek through Hyrule. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out ZRPG.net, which is where all the characters that you see here in the video are actually from. We write there in the roleplay forum. Also, Kiddo, who is playing Hikama, does not have a mic, so Kiddo actually has a section of the screen over on the right hand side dedicated to their Discord chat, where I do my best throughout the episode or throughout the session rather, to make sure to read out loud what they say, but sometimes I miss it, so keep a half eye on that. Without further ado, hope you enjoy the video. Bye-bye. I would like to point out that my bitrate on my stream is currently 2,000 kilobytes. We're looking at a 2 meg bitrate. Go ahead.
All right, guys, I'm gonna start the intro. Is everyone ready?
No.
Ready?
All right. Our story begins on a bright, sunny spring morning in Castletown. The market is bustling with the sounds of commerce, while a bard places loot in the city square. Not far from the center of the action stands the Castletown Ancient Tech Lab, the headquarters of the royally appointed Ancient Research Institute. The sounds of the market recede and are replaced by the chirping of birds as we pass over the hushed gardens into the 3-story stone building. There we find royal Hylian wizards and artificers restoring and experimenting with bits of ancient Sheikah technology. In the hallway, we hear the sound of rolling wheels as we see a young Rito woman in a wheelchair heading down the hall. She is wearing glasses over her soft yet attentive eyes. She has green plumage pinned up tidily into a bun, and has a gleaming Hylian crest pin on her sweater that makes her look very official. She turns and enters a small conference room where we see 4 adventurers who don't look official at all sitting around a big table. The Rito woman closes the door, wheels herself to the front of the room, and introduces herself. Thank you for coming, everyone. My name is Abrina, and I'm one of the expedition coordinators for the Ancient Research Institute. As you may know, the Institute is in the process of recovering and restoring ancient Sheikah technology from various archaeological sites around Hyrule. We have asked that the people of Hyrule report any possible Sheikah ruins that they come across so that we may go and investigate them. However, Hyrule is full of many undocumented ruin sites, and we've had quite an explosion in reports, so most of our technicians are busy working on the recently discovered divine beast, Va Naboris. Since we lack the personnel to investigate every single claim, we've hired you as research associates to go and verify one of these claims and report back to us with any Sheikah technology that you find. You will be rewarded with 500 rupees each. One way or another, you've all been selected as trusted friends of the Institute or upon a valued referral. Since this is the team you'll be working with, let's go around the room and have each of you introduce yourself and tell us a little about you. So whoever wants to go first.
Shin leans forward on the table and smacks his hands into the table. Captain Shin Nata, Captain of the Freedom. I said captain twice.
Think character.
He's just gonna flaunt his status as the captain of a ship. Almost no one knows.
That's right.
Hikama still has negative 47 hit points.
It's just her corpse in like the conference room.
This Rito woman asked you guys to introduce yourselves. Shen, why don't you describe your character and what they're doing as they're in this room?
Shin is just sitting there, just hanging out at the table, kind of lounging back until he introduces himself. He's got his pirate hat on. his nice tattered black coat, and he has a lovely eye patch right over his right eye.
So this is post he screwed up.
Yes, Posty Scruda. And he looks like he's been through some rough stuff, mostly his own fault.
Alright.
Man is like a shonen protagonist, runs into trouble every 10 feet.
Alright. And who wants to go next?
Kikama. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to do Kiddo's robot voice. Kikama, a short 8-year-old looking child, is watching with rapt attention.
The Rito woman is going to look down at her clipboard in a very confused manner, wondering how we managed to recruit a child
Wow, real desperate.
for this dangerous mission, potentially dangerous mission. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, she's well known as an up-and-coming wizard/knight.
Gotcha. Okay, so
And also the way
Brennan.
to the sea. Remember that.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
she's...
so Brenna nods. She's made aware of this child prodigy wizard knight in the Hylian Guard, or associated with the Hylian Guard. So that doesn't faze her whatsoever, because this is Zelda and there are child warriors everywhere, and we don't need to get into the ethics of that.
To be fair, isn't she like actually 16? Just looks like really young. Am I understanding? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, 16, the legal age for dangerous archaeological mission. Yes, Abrina regards Kikama. Who else do we have?
Okay, if Autumn is not speaking up. I guess. Yuri's gonna introduce herself as Yuri, not give her last name because Shin is in the room and that would be really awkward. She's probably there because she's a student at STU and might be she might be like there for like college credit or something. Because I can't justify any other reason for her to be there. And
So you're a Yuri is a
it should be
student.
noted. It should be noted that if she does have a criminal record, if the Rito is looked her up.
I mean, I imagine that they've all done like minimal background checks on you guys, so they're aware. But for whatever reason, you've been cleared. I don't know what exactly Uri has done, but for whatever reason, one reason or another, in this ZRPG offshoot timeline, your name has been cleared well enough that you're able to.
He also has probably has a cover story from the people who are like.
Shin is an infamous pirate. What do we mean? Shin is like bad guy.
Oh my god!
I told you guys that this adventure was going to be, hey, the Hyrule Research
Actually, she
Institute.
does have a cover story from because there is an organization that sent her there in the first place.
In my
She probably
defense,
has,
In my
cover
defense,
story.
I did tell you guys that this adventure was going to be the
Yeah.
Hyrule Research Institute sending you guys on an archeological mission, and you all chose
Cannon
like,
fodder for the
wanted
Institute.
criminals.
Great.
Kikama is Shin's in. They know each other. They're like
Gotcha.
they're allies. He works for her.
Yeah, I guess I don't want a criminal either. So it's
Okay,
half-
so it's
half
just
criminal.
Shin and Iri are the criminals.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I'm sorry, what is Iri and Shin's relationship like?
They don't.
They don't know each other.
Shin does not know her.
Yuri is aware that Shin is her father. Shin is not. The opposite is not true.
Shit.
This is like incredibly awkward.
Wait, so
Okay.
Iri is just here to
We're
tell
walking the
her
room.
brother-
Shin's just there. It's like, oh god, what have I gotten into?
Wait, so Iri is literally just here because she's like shadowing her father before she reveals
That's
that she's
No, she
has
was.
a strange daughter.
I think I'm gonna say that she was unaware that she has been like following his deeds and
It's
deeds and misdeeds.
just
but
a terrible
I don't think
coincidence.
I think it's hilarious. It's like the worst possible coincidence for her. So
Okay, so
she's like,
wait, so she's been investigating her long lost father, and she also unrelatedly signed up for the job, and her long lost father is also working the same
indeed,
job.
indeed.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Oh, gotta love it.
Just making sure we're all on the same page here.
Yes, yes.
Got it.
It's the
And,
worst possible page to be on, but yes.
got it. And Autumn,
Yeah.
can you introduce August and describe him? for me?
Yeah. So August is like sitting in this chair in a rather polite and rather stressed kind of posture. He's like, putting on the best fake smile that he can muster, which isn't really convincing. He has really white Chica-like hair that is always like floating with like little ice spectacles and frost, and really bright blue eyes. So at first glance, people might think he's a Chica, but his eyes make people second guess themselves. He just gives like a stretch, just like, "Hi, I'm Autumn," or August. Stress.
So his eyes seem Chica-like? Is that what you're saying?
His hair is Chica,
'cause
like
his
his
hair
eyes
is
are
white.
blue.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he's a
Oh,
On the younger side.
something I forgot to mention was Shin. His hair is dyed black, so he kind of looks like a Sheikah. Like, he's still got, like, the red eyes, but he, like, blends in with Highlands on his ship. So he's got his
Gotcha.
hair dyed black.
Gotcha.
bit August.
So
It's August.
so we've got a Chica with his hair dyed dark, and we've got a Hylian with his hair dyed white.
Excuse me, Autumn or August? Which one should we use?
August is. Did I say the wrong
August.
thing?
It's August.
Yeah.
I
That was
apologize
me.
if I said the wrong thing.
It was my. I blundered.
Kiddo called him out. Don't worry about it.
It was my blunder.
Okay. So Abrina nods and greets each of you, and she says, "Okay, well, the first order of business is for you to rendezvous with the individual who reported the claim that they found the ruins, so that they can guide you to the spot that they found. Fortunately for you, she lives here in Castletown. Her name is Bernadette Havenlight, and she seems to be quite the energetic and eager one. According to her, she found what appears to be a Sheikah shrine of some kind in a cave in Farron province. So it's up to you guys to go and meet with Miss Havenlight and follow her to the shrine. Once inside, you'll need to document the interior with this pictograph box and collect any Sheikah technology that is removable. Who wants to take the pictograph box?
This is like a Zoom class. The teacher got something and they're just perfect.
I'll hold on to it. Shin, like, just grabs it.
All right, I will. I've revealed an item called Pictograph Box under the Items folder in the journal. And you can read what it does if you would like to.
How nice.
Nice.
Great. So she hands the Pictobox to you, Shin, and gives you guys a slip of paper with the Havenlight Residence's address on it, and then asks if there are any questions.
Yes, it is cold around August. He's just a slight chilly. Just a little chilly. Just a little bit.
No, seems pretty straightforward. We'll,
I'm just gonna nod slowly. I'm just gonna nod. This is like Eerie is like the definition of internally slightly panicking, just like not showing it.
Internal panic. That's a mood. Yeah, August just nods politely. Bounce a little bit.
Yeah. It's worth noting that Kikama and Shin both say basically the same thing at the same time. No questions. He's pretty straightforward.
Two halves of one whole.
They both just kind of like side eye each other.
Oh, and one more thing. She reaches into a bag and pulls out 2 potions of healing, which I will also reveal in the items folder. And we don't anticipate any danger on this mission, but sometimes these Sheikah ruins have traps or sometimes they're infested with, minor creatures and stuff like that. So just in case there's any issues, you can have these. Just return them back to the research institute if you end up not using them.
Sure, that's what I'll do. Shin nods vigorously.
Like he's not gonna steal them.
Definitely not.
I imagine that Hyrule is centered inland enough that a castle town magistrate or administrator wouldn't recognize that he's a pirate, that he's a known pirate.
Yeah, that's always the joke is that he just walks around talking real funny. Everybody thinks he's just crazy.
Right.
Yarsh.
See, Jack Sparrow showing up in I don't know, in the middle of Germany.
Exactly that.
Great. So who's taking the potions? There's 2 potions.
You lot probably need them more than me.
Kikama apparently needs one right now.
Thank you for your time, Administrator.
Please just call me Abrina. I am your contact in the Ancient Research Institute, so if you guys need anything, you can come back and talk to me.
I guess.
Alright.
We will just take one, politely thanking Abrina.
All right. So she wheels herself out of the room and leads you guys there. So just to recap, out of character, you have to meet up with Bernadette Havenlight. You have her address here in town, and Bernadette's supposed to guide you to this Sheikah ruin somewhere in Farron Province, where she claims to have discovered some Sheikah ruins, and so you have to take pictures of it and recover as much technology as possible and bring it back to the Institute.
Aye, crew. What's a pirate word for mosey? What's a pirate word for mosey?
For mosey on downtown.
Mosey is pretty spot on in my...
Is that pretty... Okay, let's mosey on over. Okay, Kikama looks everyone up and down to see if they're clean enough to come in her carriage. I have transport.
Guys, feel free to roll whatever skill your character would associate with cleanliness.
With cleanliness.
With cleanliness.
With how well kept they are.
Okay, I'm gonna roll survival.
Makes sense. Okay, let's see. What would you roll for cleanliness?
I got an 11.
I suppose survival is the best one, huh? Still.
I suppose. Not necessarily, but I suppose. Maybe performance. Stealth is just intimidation. I imagine that stealth would just be using a lot of deodorant, and intimidation would be using a lot of Axe body spray.
Oh god.
Animal handling would be trimming excess body hair.
Deception.
That's actually a fair one. you're not actually clean. You're just like you've thrown a bunch of deodorant on, and like you seem really.
Wait, this is contested.
This is not contested. This is just so Kikama can decide how many to decide if everyone is suitable to ride in her carriage.
Dear Lord.
Persuasion, I guess.
It should be noted that Erie's clothes are pretty battered because she wore them while she was like living on the streets for 2 years.
Oh, boy.
So like no matter how clean they are, they're still like really beaten up.
Oof, survival. That's a big oof.
So her and Shin are both just like super tattered, like really old.
She does
clothes.
she has a uniform for STU. She just chooses not to wear it when she's not going to school, which is understandable.
That's fair.
Also, Vera, you can click on the skill on your character sheet, and it'll roll that skill and post the result in the chat.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the persuasion.
Fancy.
Okay, are we actually are these rules actually counting or just fooling around?
We're just fooling around. I think.
I mean, Kikama is deciding if everyone can come in her carriage, and offered transport in her carriage.
Because she's rich. Can afford such luxuries.
Come on, Lash. Let's just get going.
Indeed.
Shin just pats her on the head. Well, they all passed the muster, we suppose. I love sort of pirate Kikama. That's my favorite. Kind of, sort of. She swats the hand. Fine, follow me. We all follow Kikama.
Yep, follow quickly.
I am going to awkwardly follow. I am.
Follow excitedly.
Yuri now is like the epitome of the internal screaming meme.
Shin slaps Eri on the back. Come on, lass, let's get a move on.
She like chokes upon getting hit in the back.
Yes, panic.
Alright, guys. So you guys leave from the Ancient Research Institute headquarters, and you set off into Castletown. It is a lovely spring morning. The market is bustling. There's guards in the plaza.
Kikoma is still on fire and irradiated.
And dead.
Let's see here. So Bernadette Havenlight is a mail courier and a street performer in Hyrule Castletown. She also used to attend Sage Temple University. So if you guys have any reason to already know Bernadette personally, do any of you guys think that you might have a reason to already know Bernadette personally, knowing that she's a mail courier, a street performer, and used to be a student?
No.
I mean, Yuri is taking fine theater, but I don't think that's related to I don't think that's related.
Would anyone else have any possible connection to Bernadette?
Is she a big deal? Kiddo asked.
She's absolutely not a big deal. She. I mean, you could, if you know a lot about the commoners in Hyrule, you could actually. I guess you could roll. You could roll a religion check. If you are part of the upper, if you're part of the upper crust of, if you're part of the upper class of Hyrule Castletown society, you might know if you roll a religion check. You might have a definite
no. That's a definite no from me then.
That's a
got it. On a 15, Kikama, you would know that Bernadette is a she's the daughter of Arthane Havenlight, who is a priest in the Church of Hylia. And so a lot of the upper class part of cultured nobles and their surrounding social circles would know that would kind of know who the clergy are, and so You know that she's a daughter of a priest in the church, but you don't know what her deal is, or if she's associated with the church.
Okay, let's go track her down.
Yep.
As they are on their way, Kikama reminds everyone to mind their manners because they're dealing with the family of clergy.
Yes.
Makes sense.
All right. So you guys head out.
Anymore.
All right, you guys.
It should also be noted that Eerie is capable of being like extremely civilized and polite when she wants to, except that she doesn't want to a lot of the time.
That's fair.
All right. Let's see here.
Yay, carriage driver.
The carriage driver heads to the address. And in an upscale part,
Takes a wrong turn, and then someone just pulls like a Archduke Ferdinand and Kikama.
Oh no! Anyway, in an upscale part of East Castletown, in the shadow of the magnificent Hyrule Cathedral, you arrive at a 2-story brick house. Above the second story, you see a round attic window. You realize that the smoky appearance of the glass is actually a film of soot, through which you see the flicker of firelight, and you hear some frantic voices.
I discern the voice. Do I need to roll like perception or something to discern what the voices are saying?
Perception or insight or what?
You can roll perception if you want to listen a little more closely to what they're saying.
Alright.
8. Oh boy.
Okay, 1d.
Apparently,
Oh, I have expertise in perception as well, which is excellent.
Passive is 14.
Wait, I didn't see /R or. Jeez, I'm blanking on the command. I'm sorry.
So you can do /R and then type in the dice, or on your character sheet, you can just click on the skill, and it'll automatically roll it and post the result in the chat.
Oh, nice.
So even with 17 perceptions from Eerie and August, you can't quite hear the words. You're having a hard time making out from context clues because it sounds like nonsense words, like random nonsense.
Random nonsense.
Like it. You know how like when you can't quite hear somebody, it's kind of muffled, but you can still kind of tell what they're saying based on like the cadence of the sentences and like the lengths of words.
Hearing someone from another room, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that with this because it just sounds like they're saying like random things.
Okay, so it's in the building, like the voices are in the building. Okay, then Shin just walks up and knocks on the door.
All right, great.
Of course.
So it takes a couple. You guys are waiting for a couple minutes. And after a few minutes, all of a sudden, the door swings open. You see a stern-looking man with long hair. He's wearing the white robes of the Hylian clergy with a red collar. He flings the door open frantically. His face is blasted with soot, and his hair is singed and smoking. And he goes, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. Oh, you aren't Dr. Talari. Sorry. Oh, you aren't Dr. Tanari. I'm sorry, but I can't."
I didn't want a serious blow to like August's self-esteem. This just be, oh, you're finally here. Oh, you're not. You're not what I was looking for.
Yeah. August like perks up and then looks out again.
Is going to, like,
Oh yeah.
her voice sounds like.
I'm sorry, I
deviant.
can't attend to church matters at the moment. You'll need to seek counsel with Father Ragna, and he goes to close the door.
Shin just like puts his hand out.
He was gonna hold out her hand and stop the door, reflexively.
Shin definitely.
And stop the door from closing.
Shin is.
He goes like, despite this, she's gonna say, in a pretty as politely as possible. Pardon me, sir. We're looking for a certain Bernadette Havenlight. Would you happen to know her? Like, still somewhat dubiously because of the explosion noises. But,
Oh yeah.
Kiddo does ask if Kikama recognizes him.
Oh, yes. Well, I don't know. Is Kikama does Kikama attend church?
She does.
And yes, she would absolutely know that this is Arthane Havenlight. He's a priest. This is Bernadette's father. In fact, you might know him personally if you attend church. So since Kikama goes to church,
how does she react to my character just stopping his attempt to open the door, to close the door? Like, nope, you're stuck here with us.
Yes, suffer.
He's neutral. You guys stop the door and start talking to him. And at first
he's just fine with that.
Well, at first it's like he's a little bit shocked that you guys are being a little bit insolent, but then once you explain the reason for your visit, he is willing to listen. Arthane goes, "Oh, my daughter, Bernadette. That's who you're looking for." It's a bit of a difficult situation, so we might need to ask you to come at another time. She's been acting strange ever since this morning, and blurting some nonsensical gibberish. I think that there may be some kind of magical malady or something. I've sent word to Dr. Tenari to come and have a look at her, but he hasn't come by all day. So forgive me for being so forgive me for being so startled. I was expecting the doctor, and I got you for. So thank you.
That was like a second choice. I was expecting the doctor, but I got you for.
But I got you guys. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming to visit Bernadette. I will let her know that her friends came and visited, but you'll have to come back at another time.
Shin takes off his hat and let me let Kikama. I am with the Magical Crimes Task Force. Would you like me to take a look?
Kikama, roll a deception check. Or are you actually with the Magical Crimes Task Force? I don't know Kikama's background. Oh, okay. Do you have any kind of identification on you?
Imagine the surreality of it's just like the equivalent of an 8-year-old knocking the door and going "I'm with SWAT."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check with advantage, Kikama. Oh,
jeez.
Kikama flashes her identification in Magical Crimes. Arthane raises an eyebrow and he inspects it. He strokes his chin for a moment and goes, well, I have no reason to suspect that any kind of crime has been committed, but if you are familiar with the arcane arts, it would be much appreciated because that's super not my wheelhouse. And if you want to make
does he say that? Does he say that's super not my wheelhouse?
Yeah. If anyone wants to make if Kikama wants to make an Arcana check, you can before even going up and looking at Bernadette.
Shin nods in solidarity at the wheelhouse comment.
And then also
Yuri,
give me an...
Yuri can teleport. Well, I mean, she can't in D&D because this is D&D, but Yuri can teleport, so, she is somewhat familiar with magic.
Kikama, can you also give me an insight check? Okay. So with a 13 Arcana and an 11 Insight, Kikama, you would know. Since Arthane is a powerful cleric, he is more into like the divine magic of Hylia. Whatever Bernadette is messing with is some kind of other type of magic. You can also surmise that if something infernal was happening, something involving devil or demonic underworld magic, that Arthane would at least be able to do something with it because he has divine, like holy magic. So whatever it is, it's probably not any kind of demon or infernal magic because Arthane might have been able to exercise it.
Probably is very assuring.
I will gladly check on her. May my companions come with me?
Oh, yes, absolutely. He ushers all of you in and leads you into the house. You see a very nice, modest, middle, upper class manor in Hyrule Castletown. Arthane leads you through the home and explains what's going on. Yes, she's been acting strangely ever since this morning. She's been blurting this random nonsensical gibberish. She seems to have lost control of her motor functions. And she has been casting spells randomly. I can't figure out for the life of me what is plaguing my daughter. You may need... I don't know. We may need the help of an expert. I don't know how much you guys are able to deal with this situation, but if you want to take a look at her, I would appreciate anything that you can do to help my daughter if you are magically skilled. All I ask is that you don't let any harm come to her.
Yuri was like, had her hand like nervously fingering the hilt of her rapier, and then she's like took it off immediately.
Wow, rude.
Of course.
Indeed.
And Shinna's just over there, like, feeling absolutely useless, just, like, in that universal, like, face, with, like, his teeth bared. He's like, I don't know. I don't know about any of this.
Okay, so,
I know a little bit. Anyway.
So, you guys head up the narrow staircase to the attic. At the top of the stairs, you find a wooden door. You notice that the bronze door handle is smudged with soot, and you hear the chaotic din of a person thrashing around inside.
Oh.
Yes, this is totally how you deal with your daughter having a seizure. Lock her in the attic.
Kikama turns to everyone else. Do any of you have protection or insight into magical matters? If not, you should probably stay here.
August raises his hand tentatively, just like,
Yuri
I have a
taught
bit of
herself how to
experience.
teleport. Yuri taught herself how to teleport, so I don't think she's like unaware of the formal finer points of magic. She knows like,
so like it's worth
about it.
I think it's worth noting that everyone here except for Eerie probably like has a general idea of everybody else, just like from events and stuff. Like just like not like first name basis, but like general.
Yuri knows Shin too well, and that has proven to be a problem.
But Shin is like, I am gonna go first because if she does some kind of weird spell to me, it's better than to you guys. And he just like opens the door.
Well, that's my character's just go like, well, that's reassuring. Like right before he walks in.
Captain, Shin's like, don't worry, Kikama. You worry too much, witch. He just like opens the door.
So Shin opens the door?
Yeah, Shin opens the door, just like opens it.
Great.
Ahoy!
All right, great. Shin, you open the door. You see that the room is in complete disarray. This is a bedroom. It looks like a witch's bedroom. There's star charts on the ceiling. There's a big bubbling cauldron in the middle of the room. There's like runic circles drawn on the floor. There's books and papers everywhere. Shelves with alchemical potions and tools. Shelves and shelves of books and magical items, or not magical items, but like things that a wizard, accoutrement of the wizard profession. You see the room is completely in disarray. And you see Bernadette. I'm gonna move you guys over.
Ooh.
Ooh, fancy.
I'm going to reveal Bernadette in the NPCs. Oh, actually, I can also reveal Arthane and Abrina. Let's do that. You now have Abrina, Arthane, and Bernadette in the NPCs folder. You see Bernadette. Bring up the picture, please. Please show the full picture.
It's taken a second to load them all. For me, I'm actually. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I moved them all off screen for me.
I'll be totally honest, TMP, but Bernadette looks like some sordid parody of Little Red Riding Hood.
She might be. I'm trying to show you the full picture, but it's not loading for some reason.
I see it.
It managed
character.
to load it for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. So you see Bernadette. She is randomly flailing her arms and legs all over in a comical yet inhuman way. She turns and you see her face. She looks scared. She appears to not be in control of her body. She looks at you guys scared and she blurts out, "Windmill, Era, Tabantha, Kuko, Hydromelon, Afterak, Unicorn, Temple!" And then she reaches an outstretched palm toward you as you see her start to cast a spell. Roll initiative.
Oh.
So let me pull up the initiative
don't
tracker.
worry, we're gonna fight her daughter.
All right, so the way initiative works, is I want you to click on your character token and have your character token selected, and then while your token is selected in your character sheet, click on initiative. It'll auto roll your character's initiative and put their number in the turn tracker.
Oh, you know.
Oh dang.
So my rakish audacity lets me add 3 to my initiative. Should I add that directly into the sheet?
You can.
Ignore that.
You can if you want to. There is a way to do that, but I forget how.
You know, I'm not gonna worry about it for this round. I don't care enough.
I would probably be able to help you with that if Roll20 wasn't going really slow.
Yeah, that's...
Pull up all your I can't even pull up all your sheets, so you guys just have your sheet open, loaded and open. I can't look at your stuff because I'm gonna have to like open and close them, and
it's just the initiative stat.
Yeah, kiddo, the initiative stat. Just click on the word initiative.
My character sheet, for some odd reason, is gone, reduced to atoms, and I just can't for the life of me.
It might just be.
Okay, there it is. Character sheet.
It might just be loading very slowly.
No, I found it. There we go. I think that was the case too. Excellent.
Jeez, why does August respond so quickly?
So,
he's the ice kid. He's the ice kid, so he's gonna be the most helpful here.
So Zane, on your character sheet under where
I just rolled. So.
Oh yeah, but the place to edit the initiative next to core bio spells, there's a gear, and if you click that, it'll take you to a page where you can manually change a lot of settings, and I think there's a thing in there for initiative modifiers.
What?
Okay, yeah. So let me roll for Bernadette. I apologize for the slowness, but all the character sheets are taking forever to load for me.
They are for me as well.
I'm just gonna do a little dance over here.
Yes, because we are not gonna harvest Otto.
Shin's just gonna stare her down.
He's just standing there menacingly.
Shout out to Pillar for this amazing Shin drawing.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Imagine like Bernadette's father just comes up into the attic and just finds like our ashes.
Skeletons.
Oh dear.
Ooh, yes. I like it.
All right. All right. So, can I please roll? Please let me roll Bernadette's initiative.
No.
This thing is moving so slowly.
Well, if she can't roll initiative, she can't cast a spell. It's like if you can't find the price on something at the store, it's free, right?
If it's
just
not
gonna
legal,
roll a
if nobody
flat.
saw you do it. It's not illegal if
I'm
nobody saw you do it.
I'm just gonna roll a flat 20 for her because I forget what her modifier is, and it's taking forever to load.
0.
0.
That's 0 is a hell of a roll.
All right. So we're gonna do this battle. There's no battle map, but you guys are all standing by the door. She's over by the bed. There's a big cauldron in the middle of the room. There's a round window, some shelves of potions and stuff all around you. And she's just like flailing around uncontrollably, and she turns to you guys, and you see flames gathering in her palm like she's about to cast a spell. But August, you can act first.
Okay, so there's something bubbling in the cauldron, right?
This is true.
Oh god.
Okay.
What are you planning?
So what, is there a way to identify what's in the cauldron or no?
Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana check? Okay.
August jumps in the cauldron.
Oh my god.
It looks like some kind of potion. You have no idea what,
Okay.
and it looks not completed. Like it's not cooked down all the way, and there's like plant and animal parts sticking, like bubbling out of the water. Like it hasn't been like reduced all the way down yet.
Okay.
So it's like a stew, but before everything is fully mixed in.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh god.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm just.
If anyone wants to roll an insight check on Bernadette, they can.
Okay.
Insight would be helpful.
That's a nat 1.
If my character sheet will load again, I should not have closed it.
Okay, I'll
Here,
also
if
go
you-
for it.
Here we go, I'll roll
Sick,
for
dude.
insert.
For these
We're all
rolls.
clueless. We're all absolutely clueless.
Shin, it appears that this witch is totally normal. This is just how some people are. So, because you've been out on the high seas a lot, and you've come across many pirates randomly flailing their arms around and screaming gibberish. So this just seems like you almost feel the urge to just turn around and go back down to Arthane and be like, yeah, everything's fine. Normal to me.
Your daughter's not having a. No, your daughter is.
Not having a
Your
magic.
daughter isn't having a magical stroke, not at all.
Shin shrugs and points at the cauldron. That's clearly just rum.
Oh god, don't drink it, Shin.
Oh gosh.
Kikama, you, it's immediately apparent to you why, you don't know Bernadette, even though you go to the church. She is clearly, into arcane magic and has removed herself from this very, dignified, upper class, like she lives in the attic. You can tell that she's basically like the black sheep of the family because Arthane and the rest of the family are all like people that you know from church. But now they also just have a witch daughter living in their attic, who like doesn't go to church, probably doesn't worship Hylia, and is doing like a bunch of arcane rituals, like ancient magic rituals. Yeah. As for what's actually going wrong with her, yeah.
It honestly sounds like this happens every other day.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
honestly sounds like it would happen every other day.
She's. It seems that based on how you read her, this probably isn't the first time she's dealt with some mysterious magical malady. Okay, so August, what are you doing with this cauldron?
Okay, so I'm gonna try to do use shape water and just just get the contents out of the cauldron, just like, you know,
Great,
or at least the liquid.
Great. Where are the contents going?
And just like in just a direction that's not gonna like get any particular person, but maybe like, you know, get some of the runic stuff that's on the ground.
There is a window right there. Not
Sure.
suggesting anything.
Just throw it out.
There's a window.
Yeah.
The window is closed. That's the window out to the street that you guys saw.
Actually, no. Okay,
when you were
don't.
Wait, actually, I
the flame
Yeah.
boiling soup to a busy Market Street.
yeah, actually, well, first we're gonna cool it down because that's a part of the shape water. So we're gonna cool it down just to stop whatever the heck it's doing, so it stops breaking down. The cantrip.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
don't move it. You don't move the potion. You leave it in the cauldron.
We're
Okay.
leaving it in the cauldron, but you know we're
Yeah.
cooling it down because I'm assuming because it's too hot that I can't just freeze it.
Okay. Yeah. You shape water. You guys see August extend his hand out, and the cauldron suddenly chills, stops bubbling, and white tendrils of frost crawl up the side of the pot and flatten. The boiling potion goes still and then ices over. Or did you want it ice or just what? Or just like room temperature cool
Ice
liquid?
works. Yep, ice is good.
Okay, good. Great. Anything else, August?
Am I allowed to throw it at Bernadette? It's particularly her hand that's on fire or gathering flames.
I mean, you've now solidified it into a
Projectile.
giant block of ice, so it will absolutely harm her. But you can
Well-
definitely do it.
I mean, to stop her hand from casting Spellbreak Concentration, that's the goal. It's less
Interesting.
deadly than anything else that I have.
Interesting.
But yeah, Kiddo's right. I can only do one action.
How many actions are you getting today?
It says. Oh, you have.
It's
Oh,
just
okay,
one.
that's
Yeah.
freezing it as a separate action. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay.
it's fine. It's just frozen now.
Cool.
I'm guessing.
So that is Verad's turn. Sorry, Shin's turn.
Okay, sorry, my dog was yanking me. Okay, so,
I don't know what I'm doing.
well,
Tell when things are getting interesting. I
Shin,
can see you on camera.
Shin tilts his hat and says, "Apologies, lass," and tackles her. What else is he gonna do?
You read
All
my
right.
mind.
Oh, violence.
I believe by the rules, this is a shove attack. I think.
Or would it be like an opposed athletics? Grapple.
Yeah.
Grapple.
Grapple. This would be grapple. So, how does grapple work again? I think we just make an opposed athletics.
Yeah.
Opposed athletics or acrobatics, isn't it?
Attack action. Yeah. Okay. Athletic. Well, is it athletics or acrobatics? Because my acrobatics is higher.
Using at least one free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check. You use a strength athletics check contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics. So you can only
Okay.
use athletics. Bernadette can do athletics or acrobatics.
2. Okay. 4.
Bruh.
Great. You get a you know, like when you're at a ska concert. I don't know if you know when you're at a ska concert and there's some kind of semi-moshing, skanking happening. You get a teenage girl's awkward elbow right in the worst spot on your ribs, and it deflects you off.
I am just trying to help.
Yuri raises her eyebrows and goes, "This is the man who I was like trying to find out more about for years."
Shin just
anything
does
else?
stupid things until they work.
Anything else, Shin? That was your action, but if you have anything else you want to do,
let me do... No, I guess that's fine.
All right, Kikama, that's your turn.
Let me prepare. Gonna take the identify a spell action for 300, Alex. To see what spell is on her.
Wow, that would have been the smart thing to do.
So she.
Just act.
I'm actually not familiar with the identify a spell action. Is that a thing that you can do with Arcana?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. I remember reading it. Yeah. Yeah, there's got everything, yeah.
The DC equals 15 plus the spell's level. So I'm gonna say on a 10, you don't get it.
You just know it's gonna hurt a lot.
If the spell is cast as a class spell and the character is a member of that class, no, that would not apply here. Yeah, no, you can't identify what it is. I'll say with a 10 Arcana. Great. Bonus action: hide under a table with some potion, with like some alchemical potions and stuff on top of it. Yeah, with a 10 Arcana, you can tell that this is some kind of curse or jinx. You are familiar with the Zelda enemy known as a bubble. Bubbles are the floating skulls that like curse people. In the Zelda games, they make it so that Link can't swing his sword. This seems like something similar to that, but not infernal, because otherwise, as I said earlier, it's probably not infernal. And it also seems way stronger than just not being able to swing your sword.
No infernal required, because Bernadette is literally already as half as health. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys see the full Bernadette picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, here we go. Now I can. Yay.
Yep.
Here we go. That's just a random picture I found online. Okay.
Oh, I like the little fire spirit. That's cute. Anyway.
Cool. So, Keikama dives under a table.
And that is
already dead.
Iri, that's your turn.
It should be noted that as a thief, I have fast hands, so I can use an object as my bonus action. Is there any like normal water in the room that I can spot?
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Oh crap! I forgot to take my skill proficiencies. Oh wow! God.
Oh boy.
Okay.
That's high.
I forgot to take skill proficiencies.
You, Iri, you frantically look around the room, and on the table with the alchemical apparatuses under which Kikama is hiding, you see a big jar of clear liquid that is clearly labeled water.
I am going to use my action and like throw the water out at Bernadette.
Okay.
The whole jug.
Make an improvised attack roll, which I guess is just.
It should be noted that I am not throwing the bottle. I am like unscrewing the bottle and like throwing the water.
Splashing it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. In that case. Okay. Yes. Great. You do that.
I assume finesse doesn't apply.
No, finesse does not apply. you splash this jar of water.
I meant to say -1, so that's a 14. I meant to say -1 because I have -1 to strength, not -2.
Great. You splash the water on her. You douse her. She's soaking wet. You put out the flame, gathering in her palm.
Yay!
But you know she can still do it. She can still cast a fire spell on her turn. But yeah, you can do your action.
My rapier is gonna flash out of its scabbard, and I'm gonna hit it with the the blunt end of the. Actually, it's like a back sword, so it has a blunt edge. It's a single-edged blade, so it is a blunt edge.
You're just gonna smack her in the head with the blunt edge of your sword. Roll an attack roll.
All things can be solved in this manner.
Violence. It's not like this is the person that we're trying to help or anything.
Kikama's like, stop! And Shin's like, oh, no.
Bro.
Oh, God. That is a crit fail.
Drop.
You stab.
Oh, God.
You stab Shin.
You stab yourself.
Do I actually stab Shin?
Eerie, so Bernadette does like a spinning pirouette on one leg, kicks you with like one leg, you fly forward and your sword gets lodged deep in like the mattress of her bed, and feathers fly everywhere, and the sword is like stuck. Like it got wedged under some like metal springs or something, and you're like yanking on it to get it out.
It's like the budget master sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that is Bernadette's turn. I'm gonna say that Eerie is behind her, and since Kikama is hiding under a table, I guess she still has to aim at a random target.
Wouldn't Shin be right in front of her?
Disadvantage because she's doused with water or no?
No, not at all.
I mean, didn't Shin just try and tackle
fruitless.
her? Wouldn't he be like right in front of her?
Yeah,
or right
Shin would
beside her?
be like, yeah.
This is true. This is true. However, part of this effect is that she is going to aim at a random person. So we will say. Kikama is 1. Shin is 2. Zane is. Eerie is 3. August is 4.
Oh yeah!
That would be Shin. Great.
I did it, everybody!
He's gonna cast a firebolt at Shin.
Oh,
120 feet. Jesus.
That is a 22 to hit.
that definitely hits.
And deals 2 fire damage to Shin.
Beautiful. Shin has flashbacks to to his most recent experience getting burned.
Great.
Oh God. In the distance, Robin like flies nervously.
Robin is the one that burned him. Will for.
That's actually all she can do.
Like in the room.
That's all she could do. She roared.
Like in the room adjacent to that.
Actually, wait. Let me look at one other thing here. Yeah, that's all that she can do on her turn, and so that is August's turn.
Okay. Ah, jeez. Yeah, we're just gonna shape water again and try to smack her in the head with a hunk of potion.
Great.
A frozen potion, try to knock her out. Well, or at least her hand, at least, so it's
Great.
not aiming at people.
Stop it!
Stop it.
Shin is also just like standing there. Please stop trying to kill our client mates.
We're not trying to murder.
Can Bernadette's father hear this?
He is.
Okay.
He is like he is watching you guys. He's like on the. So he's behind you guys in the stairwell with his head poking up. His head poking up in the stairwell, watching you guys. He has been trying to restrain his daughter all morning to no avail, and so he's just like, "All right, I guess I'll let these guys, random strangers, try."
The is just like, get out, get out.
as long as he sees that no imminent deadly harm is going to come to his daughter, he doesn't seem opposed to you guys using force to try to subdue her, because that's what he's been trying to do all day.
Eerie drew her sword and went to Bernadette with it. So does that count as immediate harm?
I mean,
Technically.
I mean, he's freaked out by the fact that you drew your sword, but then obviously you were not able to do anything with it. So.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine as long as it missed.
He hasn't intervened yet, but he is nervously watching from the stairs. August, so why don't you do like an improvised ranged attack roll?
Improvised range, okay.
Which I believe is like, I don't actually know the rules. I forget the rules for that. I guess it's just like a... Can you do an improvised spell attack? Is that a thing?
I don't know. That was a thought.
I guess you would just roll an improvised attack without proficiency, with using...
Yeah.
Just flinging a hunk of ice at somebody.
Yeah, but
With
you're...
bones and stuff.
Yeah,
I
don't think you have proficiency with flying chunks of, like, mysterious stew, so...
Flying chunks of uncooked frozen potion.
Yeah, mysterious liquid. So I guess I could just do a
I
dex.
think it's a D... I think it's a D20, and then you would just add dex, yeah. And no proficiency.
So I can just hit the dexterity button then?
Yeah.
Okay. Bam.
Whoa, excellent!
Whoa. That
You're not
her
trying
armor
to kill
class,
her.
Yeah, roll a D4 in damage.
Okay, D4.
I'm gonna say that this counts as an object that bears no resemblance to a weapon, so that's a D4.
Oh yeah. It's a rock.
It's only dangerous if you try to eat it.
Great. You
Dubious food.
You conk her in the head for 3 damage.
Unconscious.
She looks a little disoriented, but she's fine.
That's the point. Disorient to the point where we can be substituted.
Yes. Muff
Is that-
NW Nish.
Kokama. That's your reaction.
Repeating attack.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Great.
My favorite action. Superb move.
Shin, that's your turn.
Okay, so there are runes on the ground, right?
Yes.
Okay, Shin, like, looks around, and he, like, shrugs his shoulders kind of, like, nonchalantly, but he's also, like, panicking in the back of his brain. And he pulls out his dagger, and he just starts stabbing at the runes on the ground.
What?
I mean, if it's related, good on him.
Great.
Our
Roll-
thing has to be face palming.
what-
has to be face palming?
So, what skill do you want to use for this? To determine what and how you are systematically trying to destroy the runes on the ground. What skill would you say that is?
I guess... Maybe, sleight of hand? Maybe.
Sleight of hand to stab as many runes as possible, as quickly as
Yes.
possible.
That's the idea, yes.
Sure, make a sleight of hand check
Quick
to,
as get.
to subtly stab all the runes on the ground as fast as you can.
It's 17. It's like that game. It's like that game where you stab between your fingers. It's like the pirate.
Yeah.
It's like
How many daggers does Shin have on him right now?
I don't know. I did not purchase daggers. I forgot to purchase daggers. Then just like his short sword, which is like.
I'll assume you have at least a couple bladed weapons. And yes, you go five-finger fillet.
Like, sorted into whack-a-mole.
Yeah, you go five-finger fillet, and then you just attack the floor maniacally, incredibly fast.
Just go ham.
You just are hacking up the wooden floor. There's like a lovely rug that's like a beautiful,
Oh
that's
no.
like a beautiful rug that you just start shredding to pieces. there's also books and papers strewn about the floor, and you are just like hacking at them. Pages are flying everywhere. Shin, you dash around the room, and in a matter of seconds, you tear up the floor really badly. We'll say that the middle of the room is now difficult terrain. As far as you can tell, none of the runes were active. None of them were like glowing or doing anything. But you destroyed them all, and Bernadette seems unaffected.
And Kakama's just over there like, it's not the runes, get out! Kakama just wants everyone to leave.
Fair enough. Understandable.
That's Kakama's turn.
You know what? With our previous performance thus far, I can't say I played
we are not doing a good job.
I wonder how these people got hired in the first place.
Get out! She uses her action to get everyone out. Another spell check.
Ooh. I believe we said that the spell level, I believe we said that the Arcana check is 15 plus the spell level, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's still not going to do it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's like a high spell. That's higher than what I have.
I believe that this is what people call an F in the chat.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I think
so
ejecting is smart.
It's at least a 3rd level or higher spell.
I think ejecting would be smart. Listen to the person who knows what they're doing.
Using her bonus action to tell everyone to get out. Fair enough.
Eject from the situation seems smart. I think.
So Kikama, are you like running for the door, or what are you doing?
She's too good for that.
No, she's telling everyone else to get out, I think. Yeah, she's...
Alright.
Cover.
So Kikama is like doing her, she's like hiding under the desk, doing the math brain thing, like casting spells, trying to figure out what is going on with Bernadette, but this seems to be some kind of high level jinx or curse of some kind. I'll say with the 17 Arcana, you look around at all of Bernadette's stuff. You look at the potions, you look at the books and the runes on the ground that Shin destroyed. It seems like nothing that Bernadette was doing or working on is like obviously, like you don't see any like cursed items around or things that might have caused this visibly about in the room.
Okay.
I'm just saying, having someone spitting fire in a room with a clearly wooden foundation is a recipe for disaster.
Oh yeah, we got one F in the chat.
So I'm suggesting there's a window in the room. I'm saying that if things get bad, we should try and push her out of it.
What?
No.
I'm pretty sure shingles aren't flammable.
No.
I'm pretty sure shingles aren't flammable.
Veto.
No.
I'm not saying that in character.
Anything else, Kikama?
No, they said that's their turn.
Okay. Eerie.
Okay, can I try and like trip Bernadette using my action?
Sure. So I guess this would also be. How do you trip somebody? Is that a grapple?
It's a
Shove. Yeah, shove. Yeah, do a strength check contested by her. Strength or
So
acrobatics.
bad. My strength is so bad. This is.
Oh boy. Ooh.
Well, it's equal.
Interesting. I believe in a tie when it comes to contested rules, things remain as they are.
Oh.
So you try to trip her, but you are not able
The
to.
cauldron is now empty, correct?
This is correct.
Yes.
I am going to use my fast hands my fast hands feature and then attempt to shove it over her head, because why not?
Be blinded.
You're going to do what?
Bucket head her.
Shove the cauldron over her head to limit her vision.
Great. Amazing.
I mean, there is no longer liquid in the cauldron, correct?
That is correct.
It's cold, but other than that, no.
August froze the contents and hurled them across the room. By the way, after the hunk of ice clobbered Bernadette in the head, it like smashed into the wall, and just frozen chunks of like newt, leg, and eyeballs, and like key swings and stuff is like all over the place.
So let's be clear. So far, we have torn up the room. We have bonked her. We have
At this point,
bonked her in the head.
At this point, the upholstery is the least of our concerns.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
So
So
what would I
yes.
do in order to cover her head?
I guess I would say that's easy. That's free. Yes, you use your bonus action, run over, grab the cauldron, and you just easily place it over her head. She can't
I
stop
should
you.
have done that. I should have done that I should have shoved
At
it
the
over her head
beginning.
and then tried to trip her, because then I probably would have had advantage. That was a
Yeah.
shame.
Logically, yeah. You can't see it.
Yeah. So she can't stop you
It's
because
time for
her
all-out
arms.
attack.
So I'll say you can't trip her because she's already like dancing around the room and like kicking and flailing her legs around. But then once you put the cauldron on her head, she like can't stop you because she has no control over her arms. Great. That is Bernadette's turn. Once again, I'm gonna roll a random target to get hit by a spell.
Oh, fun.
Well, she had disadvantage on the attack roll because, cauldron on her head.
Oh, yes, absolutely. She is blinded. Great.
That's one way to put it.
So I believe when you're blinded, what's the rose for blinded again? I think it's just disadvantage. Let me see.
Oh boy.
Yep, the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So Bernadette is going to target Kikama, but Kikama has 16 AC, and we'll say that they have half cover under the table. So rolling with disadvantage, she's trying to hit an 18 to hit Kikama. Oh, she actually did hit. Wow, I rolled a nat 20 and an 18.
Oh
Wow.
boy.
Amazing.
Jeez.
That's a big oof right there.
That is indeed.
Great. So that will be a D10 of damage, which I will roll right now.
Superb.
2 damage. Wow,
This is
rolled
going
very low.
unbelievably poorly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm rolling very low on my damage.
So
So
it all works out in the end.
We're
It's-
just kind of
yeah.
throwing things and see if they stick, to be fair. We're
Are
kind
you,
of not
Autumn, are
being
you
smart.
erasing August's name on the token? 'Cause
No.
it keeps- Why is it
Am I?
getting removed?
Oh,
No,
sorry.
the name just keeps getting removed from the turn order.
Okay, sorry.
Did you?
Left.
Oh, did you change it or something?
Yeah, I was just messing with the token. I probably accidentally deleted it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, no worries. In fact, let me reassign the token here.
Get out.
Get out! Get out! This is just the visualization of what Kikama is saying to everyone.
That's August's turn.
Okay, we're gonna try and do what Kikama's doing, because now August makes attention. We're gonna try to identify the spell.
Get out! Okay, I like to imagine
Good try.
Kikama's just like under the table
Just
screaming.
No.
Nope, he has no clue. No.
August, it seems like something magical is happening right now.
Oh wow, who would have thought?
Incredible!
He's gonna
This is news.
hide
This is
behind
news.
Kikama.
Okay.
Closer to the door, probably.
Alright, thank you for the blinded rules, kiddo. Great. That is Shin's turn.
Okay.
Alright, before Shin
is like an adult man hanging out with like 3 teenagers right now.
Oh, yeah.
With a bunch of teenagers.
Can I
right now.
yell?
Wait,
can I
how
yell
old
to
is
Shin?
How old is Shin?
Shin is 36, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So Shin,
Not to
Arthane is
mention
looking
one
at
of
you.
one-
Arthane is looking at you as the only other adult in this situation. Everyone else here is like a teenager.
Well,
Not to
okay.
mention one of said teenagers is his daughter, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah, that's fair. So two questions. So first, if I attack her, do I get advantage?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Second, how
can
do
Iri yell
unarmed
to Shin-
attacks work?
Can Iri yell to Shin to like try and grapple, yell and suggest that he try to grapple her?
Sure.
Alright, I am going to do that.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about actually trying to punch her. But I guess.
I would advise grappling.
But
You can punch her very
punching.
easily.
well, so see, my thought process is I'll get sneak attack.
Yeah, she's got.
She does have a helmet, so you can't punch her in the head. But you can punch her anywhere in the torso.
That's fair. I'm just gonna grapple her. That's fine. We're gonna.
A 36-year-old man just runs up and boxes her in the stomach.
Arthane is looking
Just
at you. Are you there,
fucking
chaperone? Are you there, chaperone?
No, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna try and scoop her. I'm gonna try and scoop her. We're gonna... Oh boy,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bruh.
Wow.
that's rough.
I guess I'll roll just
Please
in
roll
case.
low. Please
I'll
roll low.
roll for her just in case. She is completely blinded and she's dancing circles around you.
This last is this. You can't predict her. Can't follow what she's gonna do.
Laughs the pain.
Captain.
The whole time she's like, Innkeeper, Moblin, stealth
Yuri's
us,
gonna go.
Captain, are you okay?
Yuri's
Ocarina,
gonna go like.
Rupee.
Yuri's gonna go like so much for the great Captain Shin Nada.
Shin
In
tell.
like the same tone, the same tone that a belligerent teenager would use with their parents. Which
Shin-
is exactly what she's doing.
Shin pulls out his a flask of rum and just like shakes it out. It doesn't have anything in it, and he's just like, "Why is the rum always gone?"
Kikama, that's your turn.
Gonna hide. Oh gosh. Yeah, that would do.
Okay.
Great.
Hopefully.
Great. So, Kikama, with a 23 Arcana, you can tell that this is a modification of a confusion spell. A confusion is a very powerful 4th level spell that makes a person act randomly, lose control of their body, target random targets. This seems to be modified in the sense that if this was just a regular spell that someone had cast on her, she'd be making saving throws. There's some component to this that is cursing her and keeping the effect constant. But you don't see it externally anywhere in the room. So it may be something that she ate or something that like physically is in her body that and you've never heard of anything like that you've never heard of curses like that. Yeah.
That's
Maybe there's some types of arcane magics that might work with like essences or spirits of things, but this doesn't seem to be like any kind of necrotic. This doesn't seem to be any kind of like necromantic or infernal magic. Actually, let me see here. With a 23, Kikama, I'll say that you see that with your arcane vision, with your ability to spot this type of magic, this is definitely some tricky kind of spell. Confusion is a very trickster E spell. I think it's in the school of enchantment. And with the kind of effects that it has, you think, well, when you're thinking about tricky magic, you're usually talking about like infernal magic or like fey magic.
It's worth noting there's a ZRPG NPC named Tricky that casts spells.
Is he the one who like magic?
Tricky is the one who did this. Actually.
Bruh.
Great. So Kikama's still shouting for everyone to leave the room.
Yeah.
Listen.
I don't know what's going on. Let's get out of here.
Eerie, that's your turn.
Outside of my actions, I'm going to facepalm at like Shin's seemingly incompetent behavior. Okay, so I am going to, alright, I'm going to disengage as my bonus action, but not before, like apologizing in this hilariously sordid way and like slamming the flat of my blade into Bernadette's stomach.
That's rude.
So
You are attacking Bernadette?
yeah, and I can disengage as a bonus action, so I can do that and then pull out without consequences.
Great.
Okay, and I would assume the piercing damage would become bludgeoning just for the sake of me not trying to run her through.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh, excellent. Superb.
That hits. Roll your damage. I'll say you can either do damage or you can knock her, or you could like knock her onto the bed or something. Oh, actually, your sword is lodged in the. Your sword is lodged in the bed still, so you actually.
You know, I'm gonna not disengage for my bonus action. Just use fast hands to yank it out for my bonus action.
Yeah.
Yes, use your bonus action to yank the sword out of the bed. Yep.
Just slam it into her. Can I roll damage? Can I roll damage?
Yeah.
May I roll damage? Yeah.
Yes, please. So actually, when you roll with an attack, using the character sheet, so if you click on an attack or if you click on your attack on the character sheet, it shows up in the chat, and then in the chat where it shows the attack roll result, if you click the word rapier, it'll roll the damage.
Oh,
You see what I mean?
Nice.
But we'll go with the 5. Yeah. So if you click the word rapier in the chat, it'll roll the damage. But we'll go with the 5.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Definitely go with the 5.
Great. Great. So she takes 5 damage.
And then, since she's blind, does she get an attack of opportunity when I pull out, or no?
Actually, you do get to roll with advantage. So with the 24, that's not a.
Oh, sneak attack! Excellent.
Oh shit! You do get sneak attack because it's with advantage. Amazing.
Oh god.
Oh no.
That's 1d6. That's 1d6, but an extra d6 bludgeoning.
Shouldn't it be 2d6? Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, we're level 3. We're level 3.
Yeah, so Zane will.
Oh no.
Zane, if you want me to, I can go into your character sheet later and like set it up so that you have like a toggle switch for sneak attack and stuff.
Oh, thanks. That would be much appreciated.
Yeah. Okay. So that's another 8 damage.
How wounded, or does she look like any close to stopping? Did I actually have an effect?
That was pretty big. She looks pretty hurt.
That's rude.
Shin's just like, please stop beating her up.
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
Me? What?
Yeah.
Let's see. Wow,
Oof.
garbage. I did declare it's non-lethal. I'm bludgeoning her with the my blade, so I did declare non-lethal.
She looks hurt. You can't guess how much health she has left. You can't tell how much.
And I'm gonna hop to like the arch. I'm going to pull out of her range. And does she get an attack of opportunity, or does she not because she's blind?
I believe she still does.
Right.
So, but I am gonna roll it with disadvantage.
I just presumably with disadvantage though. Her flailing limbs.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? Yeah.
Eerie takes 5d6.
Actually, I don't... I guess it would be just a random punch attack, because she can't really cast a spell. She can't firebolt as an opportunity attack, so I guess I'll just make a regular attack. And roll a crit foul.
That's a big move.
With a -1.
Eerie just neatly sidesteps and then like does a mock bow, even though Bernadette can't see it and she's not in her right mind.
Bernadette punches herself in the cauldron and shakes like the bell ringing gag.
Yeah, and then Eerie is just gonna mock bow even though Bernadette can't see it.
Great. Amazing.
Stellar performance. That she's gonna say stellar performance. That's a wrap.
Great. So Eerie, are you gonna run out the door?
She's just gonna pull back to the archway.
Okay, so where is everyone now? Eerie is gonna pull back over to the door. Where did August go?
He's hiding behind Kukwama by the door.
Okay. Great.
On the floor.
Great. So Kikama and August are together.
Okay. Well, seeing as Shin's proven to be very unreliable thus far, I'm no offense to Varad, of course. I'm just gonna say, one of you guys finish the job.
The rolls are not with us today.
They just aren't. Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who I'm targeting with my next fireball. 4, that would be August. And then she's going to attack with disadvantage because she's still blinded and can't take the thing off of her head.
What job? Stop trying to kill her.
That was a good. I not to sound so narcissistic, but I think that was a pretty good move, putting the bucket on her head.
Oh, yeah. It was a perfect move.
Excellent, yeah.
Jesus
not enough to compensate for our weak rolls, though.
That is a 16 to hit August.
That's gonna hit.
So she's just randomly shooting firebolts all around the room in the general direction of where she thinks you guys might be.
Does anything catch fire? Does any of the wooden upholstery catch fire?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
Definitely, well, not like... well, let me see. She did one hit onto Kikama and one hit onto Shin. I'll say none of her firebolts have actually missed. They've all been direct hits onto you guys.
Oh, fun.
So she hasn't actually hit any of her own stuff. Looking around the room and looking at the charred marks on the walls and the furniture.
She's been at this for some time.
You can tell she's been at this for a few hours, and Arthane has been frazzled, running around trying to put out the flames and stuff. Great. That's August's turn.
Otter's having a seizure, but you can't have the house burning down.
I guess he's ejecting. Ejecting, get out the door.
Okay, great. August runs out the door. Arthane looks shocked. He looks at the burn on your chest, and he's like, "Oh my god! Dear Hylia, are you okay?"
It's like, I'm fine. It's fine.
Eerie is gonna yell out before Shin's turn. Eerie is gonna yell out to Shin again, like, "Old man, for the love of Hylia, can you just do your job correctly this time?"
Oh no!
Unnecessarily harsh, but hopefully, it'll prove to be motivate him.
That is Shin's turn.
Okay, so let me. Okay, so just to clarify, it looks like she is casting these spells when nobody's there. Like she's just like all over the place. Like,
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
Shin looks back over her shoulder at Kakama and shakes his head. We can't just leave her. She's just gonna set herself on fire. That's not the right decision. And
Shane's gonna look over like bold of you to assume that hasn't already
I'll
happened.
sink her to sleep.
I'll sling her to sleep. Can you actually do that? Is that a thing that you can do?
Yeah. You said get out.
Okay, I'm gonna okay. Here's what I'm gonna do because I can use a bonus action to run away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a weapon attack at the cauldron on her head and attempt to knock her out that way.
You're a rogue. Oh wait, what class are you?
So you are doing the bell ringer gag.
Yes,
You're just
yes.
hitting the cauldron.
Yes, in an attempt
lovely.
to like render her unconscious. Okay.
Looney Tunes.
So since I can't really attack with my short sword because that's a bonus action, I'll just draw the long sword and do it two-handed.
The long sword.
So I'll say we'll add a we'll add a D6 of damage from the cauldron.
Okay, is it not
as the bell ringer gag?
Okay.
So no, I'm just saying. So do a normal weapon attack with your sword, and I'll just
Okay.
add some bonus damage because you're bonking the cauldron.
Okay, we'll just do it like this. That's a nat 20.
You're on 20.
You're just knocking her out. Just
Yeah, that's.
Roll- Shin, roll the damage.
Okay. So So I also have sneak attack.
Shin, roll the crit damage with the sneak attack.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
how?
God. No.
Tell me how to crit. How do I crit?
So I believe the longsword is a D8 plus your strength. You get to roll the D8 a second time, so that's 2D8 plus the sneak. Does the sneak attack dice also get doubled, or just the?
It does.
Oh.
Yeah,
It does. It's all dead.
Oh, it automatically did it. Okay, yeah, never mind. So it's the 8. It automatically
And
did.
you rolled max damage on the
2 rolls.
on the 2 longsword rolls. Holy shit!
Is she,
That
better
would
not kill Hill.
I'm gonna so
Shane's finally using 100% of his power.
holy shit.
Oh my god.
So here's what happens. Kikama's yelling for everyone to get out. Shin turns and is like, no, we can't just leave her here. She's gonna burn the whole place down. He turns around, pulls out his longsword, and with one precision strike, hits on the perfect spot on, like,
Okay.
gets a perfect clean bell ringer hit on the cauldron. Bernadette does the fucking thing from Tom and Jerry where she goes like, ding, and like vibrates. It emits like a perfectly toned pitch, like ringing sound, and she stumbles backwards and collapses onto the mattress. A puff of feathers go everywhere. She is unconscious and stable, not making death saves throws.
So it is
Yay.
worth noting that it is a saber, like it is like a pirate saber, but for mechanics purposes, it's longsword.
Yes. That is what happens on a nat 20 with max damage to hit her cauldron helmet and knock her out onto the bed.
Oh my
Yuri's
god.
slow clapping.
You said do my job, lass.
Arthane comes running up the stairs. He comes running into the room, and you guys are out of combat.
Here he goes.
Yay.
It only took 3 tries, but they're enough.
3 head trauma. That's all you need.
Yes, Arthane comes running into the room, and he goes, "Oh my god!" And he immediately, "Oh dear, Hylia! Oh, goddesses, why?" And he runs over to Bernadette, and starts. He like takes the cauldron off of her head, and then he's like,
Heal.
yeah, he's like checking her. He's doing medicine checks on her. She's okay. She's just out cold. He looks at you guys and is like, interesting strategy, but considering that I've been trying for hours to subdue my own daughter, and this was the only way that worked, I guess I should be thankful. Thank you. I guess.
Yeah,
Thanks for knocking out my daughter.
This is now his impression of the magical times fast forward. This is the elite unit that deals with magical crimes.
She should be fine. Kikama glares at Shin.
Great. So, yeah, whatever you guys want to do now. If you guys want to roll medicine or arcana.
I'm going to attempt to wake her.
Well, Kikama, don't wake her up. Don't wake her up. Kikama says, I was able to determine the cause. She appears to have consumed something which is causing magical confusion. I went all Mandark there for a second. I apologize.
And also, Kikama, you don't know if she, like, actually ingested something, or if it's, like, some kind of powerful curse that actually went into her body.
Can Kikama check to see if it's still active?
Kikama clarifies.
Did we do away with it by knocking her out? Or...
good question.
Did we do away with it by knocking it out? Can you check
does anyone have any... Can anyone magically determine what's going on?
Well, could they just...
have a spell that they can cast?
Could they just use the detect spell again? Or the identify spell to see if there's a spell going on?
Identify spell...
It's an active. Like, it's like if they're...
Oh, like if they're... I see.
I'm going to say that it's not...
Or something.
Yeah, I'm going to say identify spell works if, like, you see a spell happening and you can tell what it is just by looking at it. Because, yeah. Like, identify spell is not using any magic to determine what's going on. It's just watching something and seeing if you recognize it. Nothing's happening right now. She's unconscious on the bed. So you would need, like, a spellcaster to cast some kind of identify or detect magic to tell what's going on with the curse now.
Can I have Shin, like, look at the books and notes and stuff that she might have and see if, like, any of it makes any sense or, like, seems to...
Yes, you can. and anyone... yes, and anyone can help with this.
I will assist. Can I give her advantage?
Great. I'll say that everything is in complete and utter disarray, which would make this a very disadvantageous endeavor. But with the advantage, they cancel each other out. We'll say this is a flat roll. But anyone can make it.
Despite having,
or I guess two of you can make it, and the other two can help those people.
Despite having just slammed a sword into his daughter, Erie's gonna turn to Arthane and like give him and then just like extremely like unnervingly politely thank him for his patience and apologize for how messy it got.
He nods and says, "You know, my daughter Bernadette, she has caused no end of trouble here in the Havenlight household. But she's gotten mixed up in all sorts of trouble ever since she left the church and decided to proclaim herself a witch of Din. But we love her and accept her all the same. We respect her decision. Even if she isn't a devout follower of Hylia, she still has an appreciation for the goddesses and the magic of Hyrule. And we all admire her dedication to study. She's just a bit mischievous and reckless, so who knows what could have caused this. But I assure you there's no hard feelings. Sometimes I know that extreme measures must be taken with my daughter because she's just the type of daughter who sometimes causes extreme measures to be called for.
I would say that she's not looking too hot, but that would be an absolute lie.
So Kikama says, if you would like, sir, I wish to contact a superior at the MCU. He should be able to detect and dispel whatever is causing this effect. Also, what should I roll to like look at this stuff? Investigation?
Yeah, investigation or arcana, or if you have a different skill that you can justify. Basically, anytime if I ask you guys to roll a skill, if you can justify a different skill, you can use that. But you have to explain it to me first. But in this case, it would be investigation or arcana.
I have 0 in both, so I'll just...
I have +1 in both.
Well, people that have Arcana, go ahead and roll it, and then we'll assist. Yeah, that sounds more reasonable. Okay.
Oh well.
Oh,
it seems you
23,
don't need
yeah.
assistance, Kikoma.
Yeah. I don't think she needs any help.
Great. Kikama, so you see that you look around at most of the books and papers that are strewn about on the floor. A bunch of the books got destroyed by Bernadette and also by Shin. But you pick up a few of them, flip through. It doesn't seem like she was working on any particular weird magic ritual of any kind. So you turn your attention to the bookshelf, and you see that she has a bunch of different types of books about different kinds of magic. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Looking for curses, potions with curse effects.
Great. Great. So you go through. You're flipping through this magic book, and you do find a section on curses, but it's more just talking about like all the different types of curses.
So it's more conjecture as opposed to actual like practical use of like the curse.
Yeah, I mean it's more of like an academic discourse on curses. It's not like a list of curses, because curses aren't really a thing that is like aren't really like a thing that is well documented, at least not in this little half bookshelf of things. What you can find is that there is a class of jinxes, which are basically like less harmful curses. There is a class of jinxes that can be associated with a lot of different types of magic. That can include infernal or fey magic. This is some kind of, you see a page that's talking about different kinds of jinxes, and you see like very brief mention of like one type of jinx that you see a brief mention of one type of jinx that stands out to you, that's just talking about like these types of effects. And there's like different names for it, like confusion curse or jumbling jinx, or jumbled up jinx, or jumbled jinx, jumbling jinx, things like that. And then you're looking through, and then you find a recipe for a potion for a curse removal.
Convenient, that.
Does Bernadette have pockets? Or a satchel or something like that?
Yes, she does.
Like the former pickpocket she is, Eerie is going to rifle through them and search for things of interest.
Man, she got one of them dresses
Rude.
with pockets.
Eerie, you go through Bernadette's bag, and you see some like undelivered packages, but you don't spot anything strange. So sorry, I want to get back to the potion thing. So Kikama, this book about curses, you find that page talking about different types of jinxes. You see the mention of a jumbling jinx, which is a type of curse that can be associated with trickster spirits or fairies or things like that. And then it references a different chapter of the book, which you flip to, and that's talking about like different types of like cures or rituals to remove some of these minor jinxes. And it does mention a certain type of potion that has a bunch of complicated ingredients in it, but these are instructions to create some kind of anti-jinxing potion antidote, basically.
Let's light it all over the wall.
Arthane looks at you and says, 19 passive investigation reveal. Do you have like an alchemist kit or a spell? I don't know. Do you have like a... You probably have to have like an alchemist's kit to have the components.
I cannot imagine.
You have an herbalism kit. Yeah.
I cannot imagine how
does-
surreal this must be for Arthane, because Kikoma is the physical appearance of an 8-year-old.
Oh yeah. So Kikama, you're rifling through Bernadette's ingredients drawers. You find there's like a list of like 15 ingredients here. You find maybe like 3 or 4 of the things that you need. The rest of them are pretty common things that you could get in the market, or you have at the Magical Crimes Unit Task Force Precinct. You're not sure about a couple of the items on the list. You might have to talk to someone else about them because you don't know much about them.
Shin turns to Kikama and says, rather than contacting them, shall we just take her directly to the Magical Crimes Task Force? That'd be faster in case she wakes up before we get somebody here.
That also seems like it'd be wise, because we're trying to ask her about her lead anyway.
Aye. You want to carry a knocked out woman through the market, someone who might wake up at any moment and begin spewing dangerous spells. Shin thinks for a moment. Yes.
Oh my god.
I do not.
Here we go. Here he goes. Suppose we take care to keep said person knocked out.
We could just tie her up.
Oh my lord.
In alliance with I'm going to ask if her father would be okay with it. It would be all right with us.
And then
wait, so you're asking Arthane if you can tie up his unconscious daughter and bring her somewhere else?
Take her to a secondary location.
That sounds so bad.
I want you to roll persuasion with disadvantage.
I can only imagine what is going through his head right now.
No.
No. Has the doctor arrived? Let's
Kikama, you peek down the stairs. You run back downstairs and look over the second story landing to the front door, and you don't see anyone at the door, which is like still open.
Lovely.
Can we
The doctor, I was gonna imagine if the doctor like showed up, like we could have used to a few minutes ago, but no, you have to show up after the fact.
I suppose we can.
You see no sign of the doctor. So you can contact a superior at the Magical Crimes unit. You could. So you have some options here for what to do. So let's recap. You've got Bernadette unconscious with some kind of curse or jinx on her. You've got a recipe for a potion that you might be able to do, but you might need help with. You could try to get the potion on your own. I would just have you guys make some rolls to see if you might know. I would say you guys might be able to make the potion on your own, but you might have to make some rolls to see where you would have to go to get some of these ingredients. You could also contact someone at the Magical Crimes or someone in the Hylian Guard who is magical. You could try to contact the doctor or find the doctor who didn't show up today, or you could try to take Bernadette with you somewhere. But Arthane, someone suggests that, and Arthane just says, "Well, my daughter's not going out anywhere without my supervision." So, not in this state.
I am going to say to Kakama that the alternative is having her wake up here, and then we have to do this all over again.
Or we could just bind her to her bed.
We could tie her up here.
And then I am going to wonder if the foul play, if this jinx was related to her lead, like if someone does not want anyone else acquiring this information.
Roll an insight check.
Wow, I'm rolling so terribly.
I'll say on a 9, that's a possibility. You don't have any reason to suspect for or against.
I assure you, my superior will be able to subdue her quite easily if he comes with us. Okay, well, let's go get her superior.
Are we gonna bind her to the bed first, or are we just gonna leave her?
Can someone keep watch over Bernadette? Is anyone going to keep watch over
I can.
her?
I can stay.
Fine, if you must. Okay, so August will remain the least likely to be able to subdue her.
Nice magician.
Yeah.
I mean, you also have Bernadette's father, who is a powerful, who is not a high level cleric, but he is a cleric.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could help you with things. He's an adult guy, so if it came down to another wrestling match, he can help. He wasn't able to earlier when she was flailing and kicking and casting fire spells, but he could. Yeah, the two of you could watch over her, or you could tie her up.
I think we should bind her to the bed and then try with the potion while the others get the superior. Divide and conquer.
August, give me a survival check to.
She is going to give her father the two-finger salute, casually hopping off the second floor, and you're heading out the door.
10.
Great, you tie her up to the bed.
Yay. Take special consideration with her hands.
Okay.
Arthane does medicine checks and some lay on hands to stabilize her.
Probably gag her for the purposes of so she can't incantate.
She wasn't incantating. She was spouting words.
Gibberish.
That's fair.
So you're telling me
also be
we're gonna come in here, we're gonna knock out this man's daughter in front of him, tie her to her bed, gag her, and then leave.
Yep, that's the plan.
Is that the plan? Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm on the same page. Let's.
Arthane looks at you and says, "All I ask is that if you see her mother on the way, coming home from the market, on the way out the door, don't tell her about any of this."
Oh God, that's so suspicious sounding.
Kikama goes to the MCU, makes her report, and requests someone come remove the curse. So Kikama is now an Avenger.
Great. So Kikama goes over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We get Doctor Strange here.
Seems reasonable.
Great. So Kikama, you head over to Magical Crimes. Tell me a little bit about magical crimes, because I didn't even know anything about this division. Or what does Kikama do there? Can you share with me anything about the place?
They keep folks following the rules of magic.
I believe someone at one point compared the MCU to like Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
So they clamp down on illegal use, and that's where the anti-mage force is to stop magical crimes. Kikama is training as an anti-mage. I am sorry I have given up on the robot voice. It was not working for me. I'll come up with a better voice for next time.
So forgive me for not being familiar with the NPCs in Kikama's backstory, but I'll say that you head over to the Magical Crimes unit, and someone that you know, a Hylian Guard official, part of basically like the investigative branch, which basically is the police force for the city. So the Hylian Guard is like a military... You know, the Hylian Guard is an army, a medieval-style army, and they've got legionnaires stationed all around Hyrule, but there's also the local investigation branch, which is technically a branch of the military, but it operates like a city police force, and the Magical Crimes unit is like part of that. So you go into the precinct, which is basically like the police station. You see a bunch of Hylian guards, some in armor, some in just like police-like uniforms, whatever the Hyrule equivalent of it is. It's bustling, it's busy in here. And Kikama, you see someone that you know, and you explain to them what happened with Bernadette. Is there any particular details or anything you want to say, or do you want to just tell them everything?
Nah, she's
explicit?
Just very explicit.
Explicit as in like swearing?
Guys, she'll like give a very detailed recount of it.
Just like Shin like ran at her, then no crit fumble is left out. And then
gotcha.
And then one of my idiot teammates rammed her sword into the bed.
Yeah, so Kikama, in vivid detail, you go through the play-by-play of every single round of combat that happened. And the Hylian Guard, but eventually the story comes to an end. You explain that there is a jinx of some kind on Bernadette, and you suspect that that there may be some kind of foul play. So he says, "Okay, well, we can't get anyone from our unit, but it sounds something. It sounds like something that forensics might want to handle. If there's some like magical forensics that can be done, what do you think? I mean, we can't get."
Alternatively, she could request the ingredients so we can attempt to make it we could attempt to make the. We could attempt
yes,
to
that
make
should help. I'll also need ingredients to make a potion to cleanse the jinx.
The guard looks a little bit. The guard has no problem. He's like, yeah, you can just go and take anything from our alchemical lab. You're authorized to do that. But if you want someone from forensics to help, I think there's only one person to help. And Kikama, you probably know who he's talking about, based on what you know. I'm going to add I'm going to add Miel's character sheet to your journal. Kikama, you know that Miel is an extremely powerful witch in charge of the Hylian Royal Guard's Magical Forensics Unit. She's higher ranking. She also seems to have the appearance of a young person, but she seems to have decades of arcane knowledge. So perhaps she's extended her life using magic. She seems super disinterested in everything that comes to her desk. She rarely interacts with people. She is not sociable at all. She tends to dismiss all but the most interesting cases. But you know that for a rare type of jinx and this unusual potion that you don't know about all the ingredients of, she would be the authority on... She would be like the highest ranking authority on magical stuff that you don't know in your immediate circle of access in the Hylian Guard.
Thank you, sir. I will attempt to convince the ma'am. So she's like Pura, like reverse Pura? Or like... like...
She is like Pura in the sense that she has magically altered her appearance.
But whereas Pura's like super curious and super like invested, she's just not.
Pura is super easy and fun to interact with for any of you who might have done so in the past. Miel is a tough nut to crack. She's basically the deadpan archetype type of person.
Kikama heads off.
Right. So Kikama heads.
I'm feeling that she and Kikama would get along quite nicely.
So Shin and Iri, are you guys in the guard precinct with Kikama, or what are you guys doing?
I would say Shin is probably waiting outside, like kind of like not like right in front, but like a little ways away, like pretending to look at stuff in like shop carts and stuff. Because despite the fact that yes, he is a pirate,
beside him, extremely awkwardly.
Like he does not want to go into a police precinct. That seems like a bad decision.
Give me a deception check.
Also, given that
or stealth. Give me deception or stealth.
Okay. 15.
Eerie is also... I might actually have to roll out because Eerie is part of a notorious group of phantom thieves. So... might have to roll... Well, actually, she isn't wearing her mask or like her... She isn't wearing her mask or anything. But I guess I should just roll stealth anyway.
Yeah, roll stealth or deception.
Alright.
Wow, it's almost like being there just would have been better. Just not being there would have.
I would like to note that I have expertise and I don't know how to. I have expertise and I do not know how to apply that. So that's an extra.
Okay.
So that's 12 total.
Let's meet at some point, Zane, and I'll help you go through the character sheet and like put in these little details for things.
Thank you.
So it's higher than 10. It's 13 or something, or 12. Yeah.
12.
You see some Hylian guards walk past you guys and not look your way at all.
Oh, how nice.
What are you guys talking about or doing as the two of you are standing next to each other on this market street, both obviously like kind of like facing away from this like Hylian guard precinct?
Shin is like, so, Eerie, he's like, has no idea how to talk to this, like, random ass Sheikah, like, little girl, who is not, like, who is clearly not, like,
it should be noted that she looks slightly like her mother, and Shin does, in fact, remember her mother.
So I will point out that you guys
I will point out that basically conceived and then immediately left the village. He is the worst father ever.
I will point out that Hyrule Castletown, although being a very diverse and cosmopolitan city, still the vast majority of people are Hylians. and there are other Shikas around, which is why you guys don't necessarily draw attention. But Shikas are still, Shikas are still like discriminated against.
Are seen in a bad light.
Are still seen in a bad light by the public. So it is a little bit strange that like 2 Shikas are just like standing right outside the police station.
So unless somebody is like looking in Shin's eyes, they probably won't like notice because his hair is black, like it is dyed. So unless somebody like looks at his eyes, they probably won't notice. But he's like, Erie, was it? How old are you, lass?
Oh God. She's just gonna say she's 19, like flatly, but screaming on the inside.
Shin nods and he's like, I was drafted into a pirate crew about that age.
Well, it's not like, okay, wow, he's very. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten caught if he's like this flamboyant about his criminal activities.
He doesn't really care. Like he's not like talking to like a random Highland.
Erie nods cautiously.
He's talking to like a person that is clearly like been on the streets. Like she is like tattered and like, so he doesn't feel like it's very.
Actually, she looks pretty polished now, but it's just like
fair enough.
It's like you can tell that she's been. You can tell that she knows these streets better than almost anyone else that's like walking around.
Shin,
like her eyes are finding all the alleys she's familiar with and all the hiding places.
What like shopping carts or things do I see?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff around here. This is on a separate street from like the main market street, but there's like a couple vendors selling little crafts nearby.
Okay, does anybody look like a representative of like a bigger organization, like a publishing company or like the Merida, or like somebody like with a lot of money?
You're looking to see if there's any rich people in the immediate vicinity?
Not like rich people, but like, let's say like the Merida would have a representative selling things or like that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Forgive me for not being 100% on the ZRPG lore, but I know that the Merida are an organized crime gang that has operations in Hyrule Castletown, and they also probably have some underhanded dealings with the government. Is that right?
Yes, basically.
And then Shin, in turn, has underhanded dealings with them.
Yeah, Shin. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that overtly, at least in the public eye, there's no. They want to avoid any appearance of wrongdoing. So there's no like Merida house right next to the guard.
Well, so they do have like legitimate business practices. Like yeah, like they're like a mob family. Like they've got like legitimate business practices that they like do that kind of thing.
Unfortunately, guys, it seems that I might have to take my leave in a couple of minutes. So.
Okay, great. Let's finish on a nice cliffhanger here. So yeah, Shin, you look around. I guess anyone with a criminal background could make a history check to see if they know which businesses in this area might be connected to the.
She is
might be connected to the.
She has the city secrets feat that comes with that. So can I have advantage? Can I have advantage in said check?
Sure. Yeah.
And I do also have the smuggler feat. Or background feat. So I am like aware of like safe houses and like where the Merida would be, because that's like his kind of
gotcha.
Like who he deals with a lot.
So you know that you guys both know that up the block from here there is a shop that has ties to the Merida. They use it as a house of some kind. They use it as a front for laundering money or something.
Okay, I wanted to go in
Thank you,
and
kiddo.
see if like they could tell me anything, like if they'd heard any like dealings with the what were their last names, the Haven Lights, if they'd heard any like sketchy rumors or anything about the daughter, if there was any kind of like weird things they might have heard.
I see.
Okay, so that's Shin is going to go into this Merida shop and try to chat with one of the shopkeepers.
Yes.
Okay, great. So Shin's off to go do that. We're gonna cut back over to Kikama. Kikama, you head through.
Excuse me,
the
TMP.
highly
I
unguarded
have to leave
Okay.
now. So can you just
Well-
say Eerie followed Shin or something along those
yes,
lines?
Iri follows Shin, and I'm just gonna wrap it up right now. Kikama goes to the precinct, and you find the alchemist's lab, and you look inside, and you see Miel the Witch there. And that's where we will end our session.
Later,
Thank you,
Zane.
TMP. That was quite fun.
Great.
I appreciate you DMing. Thank you very much.
Of course. I hope you guys. I'm glad you guys liked it. So yeah, we'll just end with that. So we end on Shin going into the shady criminal shop, underworld shop, and Kikama walking into this alchemist lab at the Hylian Guard investigation precinct, and finding this witch working on her alchemical experiment. This forensic expert witch working on her experiments.
Poor August, he's just sitting there by himself.
And we cut back over to August sitting on Bernadette's bed next to her while she's tied up unconscious, and her father is just like sitting there like watching you.
Just awkward silence, just like.
Yeah. And he just crosses his hands in his lap and says, I pray to Hylia and the goddesses that my daughter will be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's seen so far, but this is a pretty godless party.
I mean, like,
yeah, and with that, as August and Arthane look over Bernadette, we pan out, and that will be the end of our session.
Thank you, TMP.
Yay.
Goodbye. Have a
Yeah,
good
bye.
evening.
Good job.
I,
Thanks, Zane.
Alright. Well,
Good job, guys. I'm glad you all liked that.
yes, it's very fun.
yes, that was quite enjoyable. I am very much ready. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Anybody who's here, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.